My dear souls, you can ask me a question that what do I want from you? That what is my feeling is that I expect something from you. That is very important to be known. I know what you expect from me. What do you want? Because there is something which is really hard for you. You cannot live the present life. And you feel like there should be something better, there should be something better. I cannot live this kind of life. Because Master, when himself he is there in this physical body of a human being, he himself experiences the troubles, the problems, the sufferings, the worries. And not only he witnesses others, finds others suffering, problems, worries, but he also finds in his own self even. And then he has his own feeling that I have to come out of this, and that he also feels like that all these ones who are suffering, if there is any way that they may come out, that should be there. And what that way out? That you realize your own self, as I had been telling you that when God made man, he made the man out of the dust of this earth, but he infused his own life impulse in the man, and the man became a living soul. This is what I want, that you are no doubt recognizing yourself as the dust of this earth, which is our outer physical body. But we have not been able to recognize yourself, that real self, that what man became a living soul, that what you are really permanently, that you are living soul, and only that life which is of the living soul working in your body, that your body looks like living. And this is the misunderstanding, or cause of misunderstanding, that this body which is working and living, due to the reason, due to the cause, we have not found. We are only feeling that car is running this way and that way, but we have not felt the presence of the driver, who is a skilled driver, and that he can work on the car, and car is running due to him, not by its own self. And that if we had known it, that body is only dust thou art, and to dust returneth, we would have really realized that we are not bodies, and the body is not capable of doing anything. It has been used by us, and we are to use it, and we are there who are really, and that if this body is there, it's only as long as we are in the body. When we leave the body is no more to live. It begins to disintegrate into its basic elements, and this structure which is now available will no more be available. And that has to be known. So this is what I need, what I want, that what you are really, that you should become. Man became a living soul. Then you may also be able to say that I had become a living soul. As Master says, Bible says, and other scriptures say that you are living soul. You may also begin to say, I am living soul. And when you will be able to say that you are living soul, when you will feel that, not only feel, but see driver is working in the car, and sitting with the driver, and you see the working of the driver, and then you see also what competency he has got and what is the way of working of the car, then you will really be man of knowledge and wisdom, that we have seen and diagnosed the truth, the basic things, not any kind of misunderstanding is there. Now we feel that we are living, but we do not know the causes, how we are living. And when a person comes into the world, and when one is finding accident or any difficulty or problem or suffering or worry, or when one is to die and why, how, all these questions are lying unsolved and nobody could solve this. Because we cannot solve these questions at the improper half knowledge. Half knowledge is always dangerous. Because half knowledge is not the complete one, that you can know and then you can arrange. And whatever you do, you will arrange, it will be all incomplete, imperfect, it will not really work. That if you have your car, one or two wheels are absent, or the brake system is absent, or accelerator is absent, something is absent. Maybe 10% of working is absent. Even 1% acting parts are inactive or not working, your car will not work. Your car will only work when all things are working properly, 100%, then only you will be able to relax and enjoy or get use of your car. And that there will be no difficulty. The sun, moon, stars and all trees, plants, etc., they are going around nicely because there is nothing lacking in them. What they have been made, they know and they work upon it. Their bodies, and they use their bodies, and that is sufficient. But man is not only body, man is a soul. And soul has to know itself and has to work. And God is also there in us, and God is also to work. Kingdom of God is also there, and we have also to use kingdom of God. But kingdom of God can only be used by God. And that when we will also rise up or grow up to become one with as God, like Him, then we will also be able to use kingdom of God. And then we will be able to say, I and my Father are one. Therefore, you are to rise up, awaken up as soul, so that soul begins to work. And then you will be able to see that I am soul and I am working, I am controlling the body, I am controlling everything, and that my competencies are there, that I am not to only control or work in this world, but all the three worlds, and also go up to God in the highest region, maybe at least fifth region, and that I can see and find everything what is there in the creation of Lord God, and that you will be able to work if you have your eyes closed. What is your condition? And when your eyes are opened and you are allowed to see with the eyes, then your life will be totally changed. Because without eyes, your life was very much reduced. But when you have got eyes, it is very much increased. Much wonderfully. In the same way, much more wonderfully you will find your life of the soul so competent, so working nicely. And in scriptures, it has been described that when you become soul, then you have become everything. And that everything is there with you, because soul cannot exist without God, without kingdom of God. And God has all sympathy and love and affection for the child soul, although it is yet child. But as you, the parents, feel like serving the child with everything of the house and with your own services also, first the children, and then what is remaining behind you will be able to find for yourself. In the same way, God has also sympathy and love and affection and devotion for the soul child because it is relation that it has to nourish and to bless everything to the child soul, and that it may use or may not use for his own self. And when we are awakened as soul by the Master, it is only awakened in kingdom of God, with God, by God. And that everything is around the soul, God, and it is in God, and it begins to grow. And when it is growing, then still more and more and more, it will have its competencies and powers. And then you will be feeling like, first you will feel like that I am soul, and then after that you will be able to say that I and my Father are one. And you feel also the competencies that be ye perfect, even as your Father who in heaven is perfect. This perfection which is there, you will be able to know, you will be able to find, you will be able to enjoy, and you will also then be able to believe it also. That you have found it and you have used it and you have really believed it. This is what the Masters had been really coming for, that all that populace which they are tried to work with, they are now tried to make them worms of this dirty world, dirty dust. As we are already going on, we are crawling on this earth, like the goats, sheep, and even the worms of this dirt. They are also crawling on this earth. And we are also crawling. We are little big worms, and they are little small worms. This is the only difference. And as we crush so many while going on the road or anywhere, we don't know even what is happening and who are suffering due to us and who are trodden under our feet. But those who are trodden, they are really suffering. In the same way, there are such like powers which are much more bigger and powerful, like these evils and devils which are there. They are much more stronger. And they just go on doing with us anything. And also such like accidents are there, incidents are there. These are happening and we are going on suffering under that big ones who have no heart for us, who have no sympathy for us, who do not look even what is there. And they cannot also look because they have not got such power. They have their also own independent existence, individuality, egoistic. But God is not like this. God is assimilated in each cell of his existence, and he may listen to the great powerful shout of an elephant later, but he will first listen to an ant. What is the difficulty in the heart of the ant? It will reach his heart earlier, because his heart is made like this, that who are meek, who are weak, who are poor, who are wretched, they are first in him. And what are little bigger in ego or in some things of this world, and they are going on really satisfied, you will take care of them later, that you are okay. You are already feeling okay. You are already enjoying as you feel. And that those who are suffering, they are my first consideration. And that he will take care of all those who are really meek and weak and poor. And that such like poor ones are really taken care. And there is no one who is to suffer as per this tendency of big heart and tender heart of God, that everyone will have one's own attention from him. No one is neglected, and that we can really believe in him. That is the great thing, why we need God and why we cannot believe anything of this world, because this world, maybe even our parents, they will also take care of their own self. And they may neglect us due to the negligence, they do not know, lack of their knowledge or wisdom or connection. And sometimes you would have also felt sorry if you inadvertently hit somebody or do something wrong to somebody. You say, I had no intention to do it, I am sorry, please. Because in your negligence or your innocency, that you had been able to do something which had been done. This is the way of the working of this world. There are so many things are going on that we cannot approach, we cannot attend to all those things which are under our responsibility, because we are not really connected. And to those who we are sympathetic, we are not approaching them, we cannot approach. And also we have not competency to help them. Our child is lying on deathbed and it is going, and we are just crying in all helplessness. We have no doubt heart, but we cannot. And the child dies with great sufferings, but we could not help. That all these arrangements, anywhere, of any kind in this world, they are having such like all systems. That what is the greater example than the parents? That parents have the tenderest heart and most loving heart, sympathetic heart for the child, and that they could not help. Then where is the help in this world? If we really love ourselves, if we really love our children, if we really love our families, we should try to find something which is more useful. Generally it is told, as I have also known, that if you have some disease, don't be considering about the money, that you should use some doctor who is having very little payment. Don't worry about the payment, but worry about the efficiency of the doctor. If it is very much costly, go to him. If you love more yourself, if you love money, your money more yourself, then it is okay. Let yourself die. Let money remain. That this should not be consideration, that what is more useful, what is better, and which is really helpful, and which can help us, can save our families, can save our relatives and friends, and is competent, we should accept that and may not depend upon those who are not competent, who cannot help really. They could not help themselves or their own families, and how can they help ourselves? And this is a great consideration there that we have to consider and to decide. Now this is, I have asked you to decide that is there that any worldly help, worldly all relatives and friends or what are sympathizers which are with us, can really help us? Are they competent? Are they really able to help us? That they can say, now I am with you, there will be no pain, no worry, no suffering, no disease. Let death not be their competency. But when we are living, that they have this competency, that there will be nothing such like that you will suffer. But any person in this world or any competency will not be able to come in contact with you, that they can help you in this way. I have not at least found, you have also not found. And still you are feeling like that you should find somebody, but still you are feeling like that you are only to search from this world and worldly arrangements. But some hope which is very much definite and very much true, unfailing, That has been told not from now, but from the world began. As He spake, God spoke. As He spake through the mouth of His holy prophets who have been since the world began, to tell the human being, my dear, in this world there is nothing which can help you. I am here, and I have made you, and I have designed you in such a way that where is your help, where is your guidance, where is your protection, and where you will enjoy, where you will be safe. All things I have in myself. Come to me. Or at least I have come to you, listen to me. And after having listened to me, believe in me. And then you will believe in me, you will find these things going along as per your feelings or desires, and that you will find that all these assurances which are given by me are coming out to be true. And then you will feel like that there is somebody which is there to help you, to bless you, and to protect you from any kind of sufferance, and to bless you with every kind of wonderful, what you know, that will be given to you, and what you do not know. And that is with God, and in His kingdom, that will also be offered to you, given to you, and you will be able to know what wonderful, what great, nice, wonderful all this is, and you will go on enjoying forever, for eternity. That furthermore, no pains, no worries, no suffering, no disease, and no death is also assured to us. What else is there? But there something is there that we do not believe it. And that has become a common way of thinking of all the people of the world. But should this way of thinking continue, and we may go on suffering due to the loss of this great information which is available to us, but we have not looked at it. If my friend is standing by my side or behind me, and for 100 years he is behind me, and I do not look at him, I will not find that is my friend. I will not also be able to avail the friendship results or usefulness of the friend, and will go on suffering without him. And that is due to my own innocency or ignorance that I am suffering. If somebody tells me that there is somebody, why don't you get help from him? He is ready to help you. Till I am just like a person who is sleeping, that to a sleeping person you go and tell him something, he will not hear anything. Whatever information is there, he will not feel anything. In the same way, because our soul is not awakened, it is just sleeping, and whatever information is given, it is only received by the mind and intellect, and mind and intellect will only receive those informations with which our sufferings are to increase. Because this, I am sorry to say, mind and intellect has been adjusted in us to use our body negatively, because these are the agencies from negative power, and all those things which it will find from world or anybody, which are just to go on with sufferings, that will very much caught up and understood, and then brought upon by the mind and intellect, and they will use the body like this. But all those things which are useful for us and concerning the soul and use of kingdom of God, existence of God, that are totally neglected and they are just thrown away like garbage. And the man is to go on suffering. This is the main problem which is going on with the ordinary people of the world. There is no ray of light for them. They will have only to wander in this great darkness, horrible darkness. In Matthew also it has been explained that if thine eye be clean, your whole body shall be full of light. And when the light is there, you find everything in your house. But when the light is absent, only you find darkness. You find nothing in the house. And you cannot use also anything. When you do not know, then you cannot feel like finding and using also. And how horrible this darkness would be. He says that how horrible that darkness would be, and that we have not known. Although when we go inside, we find only darkness. And that darkness is not only inner darkness, but it tells you that this darkness which is inside you, that is creating the same kind of effect outside, and still more dangerous, that inside at least you do not see anything, and that you are not able to do anything. But outside you are given this light in which you can do, and that what you will do, that your mind and intellect will be using your body to work in this world, to entangle each moment, each second, each moment, that you are more and more caught in this world. So it would have been better if we have not been given this outer light, or we have not been given awakening, or even we wouldn't have given this life even. That we would have only caused sufferings, problems, and worries, and diseases, and all difficulties for us. That would have been, if any business is only under loss, that you should stop that business. It was only for the purpose that you may have something out of it useful and may just enjoy it. That was the purpose of working in that business, and to maintain it. But if it is only giving you losses and losses, then what for you are keeping it? What for you are working and struggling upon it? There is no use. But we do not know. We just feel like that we are getting some food, we are getting some clothing, we are getting something to live in this world. But what for to live? That is the thing. That is, if you have got some power, energy, and you are given some sword, you just cut all your own family members, your own friends, your own relatives. Then somebody asks you, what for you are feeling like to be strong or to be living? Then will you like to say that to slaughter all my family, all my relatives, all my friends? Then isn't it that this power is that useful for you, that you have it and you have used it? It is better you do not have any power and you are just lying on the bed. And if you could not do anything good, you have not also been able to do anything bad. And that is life of the animals or birds or any other species of life, that there is no karma for them. There is nothing good they can do, there is nothing bad they can do. They are only maintaining their physical life according to the law of nature which has been given to them. But they are not responsible for any actions they are doing. But the man is very much vigilantly under control. Wherever we look, wherever we think, whatever we do, whatever we talk, everything is very much scrupulously and very precisely recorded, and we are to take to task everything. And that what we are doing, we are not allowed to know. But we are always instigated to do all these things which are in this outer light of sun, moon, stars, and under the instigation of mind and intellect, which are only agencies to bind and entangle our soul forever, for eternity in suffering. This body is to suffer, mind and intellect is to suffer, and also soul is to suffer. That is the main difficulty. It is not that the king who is fighting war and has invaded is in enjoyment. He is also suffering. You have to kill some other person, you will have to feel that I can also be killed. It is not easy to give suffering to other person. You will have also to suffer for that, while you are acting even. Later on, what are the consequences? They are later on also there. That if you are slaughtered with hard efforts, with big arrangements, with big expenses even to somebody, that those who have suffered at the time to conduct this process, but the after results will also be there that you will have to suffer later on. So in this world, when we are living without God and under the dictates of mind and intellect, we are suffering, we have difficulty, we have problems. And that what afterwards, that is not known to us, and that we go on, and that this innocency, this ignorance which has been put upon us has been given in such a way that what is all hard and negative we are told to neglect, and what is really wonderful, nice, beautiful and favorable, and in simply to us that we see it is totally useless. And our life has become really a great wreck, a great curse upon us. And the thing is that still you do not know, still you do not understand, because you are so much under the hypnotic effect of the control of the negative power. But as I am telling you, you feel also that there is a reality. You cannot say no. You cannot say no, because there is something in you which has this feeling that this truth is there. But this feeling of acceptance of this truth is there only as long as we are under some kind of influence of the positive power, and the negative power is not so strong. And that when you will go out from here and I am not there, at once the other power will begin to act, because that control which was there due to nearness of the master and that negative power and mind and intellect, you are not able to act in any way, then you were understanding what was the more influential from the master, and you could believe it also. But when you go out, then this control of positive power is less, and then the negative power will have its own chance to control, because it becomes more active. And then again you forget everything, and you go out and you begin to do the normal negative way of life as you had been going along. Now, as this control is there in the presence of the master, and you would have also seen that there are some people who have, some dear ones who have got some possession of devils. Devils are working normally. They are not in any way feeling themselves. But they are, some are of them secretly tortured, and some devils are very showingly torturing the people. Generally, they go on torturing secretly, because otherwise, if they are known that they are torturing, then the man will be able to find some remedy of it, and they will be no more working due to some kind of remedy. But when they are working and are not visible that they are working secretly, they go on hurting you, then they are safe, because you will not find that anybody is hurting you, and that all this what damages are there being done to you, it is something due to some person here and there. It is not due to any possessions of any devils or evils which are there working in me, and therefore they will be able to go on hurting us, and go on hurting us. Why it is? Due to the ignorance. But when master is there, then they are pressed down, or they also come up. This is sometimes the problem which the people have, that when they were before initiation, the people were quite normally going on. But when they were initiated, some people are there jumping up even at time of initiation, as though devils are coming up. And some are coming up after that, and they show up, and they show up so horribly, that they cannot be accommodated in any satsang, and they disturb the situation of the satsang, and also they are disturbing the families and also their own family situations. And the family cannot accommodate them. They are so hard. What is the reason? The reason is that when Master takes seat with the soul, then he has to clean the house. And those chiefs and dacoits which were not visible to the householder due to the sleeping householder are known to the watchman, who is vigilant, who is active, and knows what is what, and what is horrible, and what is hard, and what is horrible, and that is disturbing my soul. Then he will feel like driving them out. And when these are being driven out, then they will always take some resistance, and they will have to show themselves. If they walk out silently, well and good, it's okay. There are no problem. But most of them, they have got very much a kind of possession that this possession belongs to me. There had been such like cases that those evils or devils were claiming, I will not go out. I have been living in this body for 22 years, 25 years, and I have full possession. I am assimilated in a cell of the body of this person. How can I leave it? I cannot go. I will not go. This is the feeling of such like possessors these evils. And then after having been initiated, and when people go to satsangs, yet they cannot bear the positive atmosphere, and when they are in presence of the Master also, then they are at least to be silent. They cannot work, they cannot be active, or they are being cleaned out, driven out, and that at last all they have to go, because the Master power which is there, and Master which is there in each soul, in each body, has to clean everybody. No one is to remain with anything which is undesirable stuff. And after having cleaned you from anything negative on the soul, then soul is totally released and cleaned and made fit and deserving for kingdom of God, and to be taken into the lap of God or to the heart of God, that they are really accepted. So this is called the way of life, as per its own way of working, as I have described to you. That what is the way of life which you have to find, and which has been given to you, adjusted to you at time of initiation. Very, very wonderful. If there is anything most wonderful, first one blessing which has been given to us by great God is that He has accommodated us in His own temple. He made this temple first, and then when He had made it completely, then He took His seat with all His virtues, with all His powers, competencies, and also all the angels entered into the body, and even also all the other evil or devils also took their own seats. That for service to the human being, that all these which we may call devils or evils or angels, they are all for the service of the human being. Difference only is there that the angels have been given some good competency, nice competency, and they are only to work in that niceness. But all these lower ones which are there, they have to serve us in some lower levels. But they will serve us only when they will be controlled, when they are under some kind of supervision. And when we are not controlling, they will not be controlled. They will be doing it in their own way. And their own way is not positive, because they had been made to serve this lower part of the existence of creation of Lord God, which is the physical world, astral world, and causal world. And that they are to work under the orders of the controller, ourselves as soul and God. And if they are controlled, they will be doing everything good. But if they are hard, then they will be really hard, as if the military is given some kind of armaments. But there is also civil government which is doing everything just in peace. They are not using any kind of bullets or swords or anything to hurt anybody, but they go on working in positive way. But all this military is also needed just to protect us from such like negative people, negative agencies which may hurt us, and they may be used against any dacoits, any robbers, any killers, any thieves, or any other unlawful agencies, and even from inner rebels or outer invasions. This military is to be used. Civilians cannot be used. Civilians have their own field of work. So these devils which we call like this, they are to work under our control, which have been given to us, that we may be able to live in this world, because they will be able to work in this world for which they are designed for. And then they will be able to really serve us. So they have also been made for some purpose. But all this purpose will only be served when the great controller is there with us, for us. Even the angels which are good, they will also not act in any way to help us, because they are not connected to us, they are not ordered to work for us. And when they will be ordered, they will be able to do something at their own level, for which they are designed and trained and made for. And these evils and devils which we call now, you will not be able to say them devils or evils. They are only because they are doing some harm to us, and according to their action we have to tell them, say them something negatively. But when they will begin to work under the control of great controlling power of God, then they will all be slave to you, helping to you. Then you will be able to say them also your friends, because they will not be acting to you in any enmity, but they will only be do something friendly to you. And in this way, all this world will become friendly to you. There will be nobody in this world who is there stranger to you, or you feel like little scared of anybody, and that anywhere you go, you are not owned. Everywhere you will be served and adored and respected, and you will enjoy and enjoy and enjoy, because everywhere there is your own friend. Because what is God in you, that will control everybody. Wherever you go, before you reach there, he will pick out any kind of hard pebbles, or in thorn or thistle, or anything up and down. Will be all cleaned up, all leveled, all made a good, nice, free way, and that you are to travel on that already made a free way. You are not to struggle to make your way, and you are stuck up somewhere, and you cannot move forward, and you are only struggle hard. Nothing is there like that. Everything will be just adjusted for us, and you have to go along and enjoying. And there's nothing which is there that can be a trouble or problem to you, but everybody will be offered to you with all services, all goodness, and that everybody will be able to and feel like serving you. This is the condition of the world which will be made by the man by arranging all connections which are already there with the man, that man may find connected with all the connections and may enjoy. As if your house is all fitted with electric current. But there is all darkness. But there is all heat over here. Then you cannot bear to live in this house. You will feel like going outside somewhere where there is little light or some better situation is there. But why don't you use your own fittings which have been made? That just switch on your light, it will be all light. And switch on your fans or switch on your heaters or other machinery which is required, and it will work wonderfully. That your house has been fitted with everything, and that we are to know what is there fitted in our house and what is the way of working of service by all these fittings, and how we can work upon these and use these. This training is to be required, and this training is already there with your soul. Not your mind, not your intellect. They know nothing about all these arrangements which has been made in us by God. What arrangements have been made by God, this mind and intellect cannot know. Then why do you feel like suffering only due to these people who know nothing, can do nothing? They are useful for nothing. If we are having little sense, we will not go to some enemies or some strangers for some kind of help, where we feel that there will be no help. It is useless. But where we are sure that if I go to this friend, he will only look at me and will ask me, why, what is happening to you? What is difficulty to you? Why you are suffering? That I will not have to tell him my suffering problem. He will just look at that. He will not be at my face. He will look at my heart. And what is in my heart, what are suffering, the problems, his heart will be able to understand. Because there is also connection heart to heart. Unspoken language is there. That the mother and child has got such like hearts, and they understand each other very well, very nicely. And everything is going on well, unspoken, without any language. In the same way, when you go to somebody who has really heart for you and understand your heart, at once will begin to work upon you and to help you. And he has got competency also to help you. And who is that one? That is not in this world, outside. That is there inside us with our soul. And you will be able to enjoy that great life, wonderful life, which we will be able to call wonderful life. In this world, that enjoyment or peace or something wonderful, not existing in any way. It's only misunderstanding of our mental and intellectual setup. That is why in all scriptures it has been told that with no wise you can enter the kingdom of God, because this outer wisdom is opposite to the real wisdom. The outer wisdom is only how we can kill others and how other one will also be able to kill me. That's nature. If you go to somebody and you hurt that person and you are hard on that person, what you will expect from that person? rest he will be more hard upon you. He will react upon you. In this way, you had done something wrong, that you have hurt that person and you have got hurt. It means you hurt your own self. It only agency has been changed, that you have given your hurting agency to the other one, and other one has hurt you. You have got back your own hurting agency. That in the mirror, your own reflection goes into the mirror, and that comes back to you, so that you may see yourself, what you look like. What you look like. There was a person who had never seen himself in the mirror. And he found a mirror in the way when he was going. He looked at the mirror and said, down, you are so ugly. That's why people have thrown you over here. But he did not know he is only having his own reflection. He's so ugly himself. So when you find your own self in the mirror, in the same way, in all the actions which are coming from others, these are reflected from our own activities. Maybe those has been stored from the past life, or 2 or 3 lives, and those have been given to us to now to bear, and that what we are doing now, those may also be kept in store, and we will have to go through now or later on. But all this system is not known to the mind and intellect. They cannot understand, because their intelligence is opposite, negative. To conceal all those things which are real, and show them or put them in such a way that afterwards you find and take it in another perspective. That if somebody has given you hit from the back, and that when you look at the back, that person who has hit you has gone away, and some other person unluckily is there, and you go and give a hit to that person, with that impression that this man had given me hit. But really that person has not given you hit, that person has already gone away. And unluckily that person is there, and now you have created another problem. That what hit the other person has given you, that has been given to you in exchange, that you have done something wrong to that person. But now you have done something, another one, and that you will have also to go through. This is the wisdom which is of the mind and intellect, which is just so halfway, so incomplete, so imperfect, that it can be twisted by the negative power, and we can be used in some negative way, that all this intellect and mind will only be able to hurt you, to give you everything wrong and misunderstanding. And this is the usefulness of this mind and intellect, which is only useful for negative power. Agencies of negative power, to be used by negative power and to destroy us and to keep us on the way of destruction, never to let us come out. This is the work of intellect, my dear, very clearly, very clearly. And that what is your intelligence with which you are safe, that is intelligence of yourself as soul. And when you are awakened as soul, you try to grow as quickly as possible. As when the child is born, the parents feel like they cannot, they know it also, but they will, if they are told that please nurse the child with this food, and the child will grow up to your own standard like father and mother in 1 year. What you will do? You will do everything for that. You will provide that food, and will work according to that way, that if this is working, that my child can grow to fullness in 1 year, then why should we wait for 20 years or 25 years? In this way, you are also to work upon the holy meditations that there is limit to the growth of the body. It is very slow. But there is great acceleration or speed which can be accelerated in the growth of the soul. That if you are going on just normally with 2-3 hours of meditations, your retardation will be taken away, and that you will go forward. Because there is retardation also, and those people who are not initiated, they are not awakened as soul, and Master has not taken seat in them, they are going down. There is retardation only. And instead of that you are growing soul, it will more and more, that more and more dross and debris will be put upon your soul, and you are more dead. That if a person, living person, is lying down and you put some earth upon it, on some debris upon it, it will not be able to get up. But if you still more and more, put more and more, so much huge load is there that it will not be able to come out forever. Although it cannot die, let it be. But with its best efforts, it will not be able to come out. Such like heavy load is there. So this way of destruction is already going on with all the people of the world. When we are working in this world with our body, with our mind and intellect, body I do not blame, because body is inert material, it is only to be used. Maybe used by evil, negative power, or maybe used by God. It has nothing to do. It is dust thou art, and to dust return us. It is like the animal body. As animals have got nothing to do, nothing good, nothing bad, there are no consequences of their actions. And in the same way, a body is to be like this. But when it is used by negative power or used by God power, then all work which is God done through the body, that reflects upon the soul. And that is the consideration. That body has only gone through some kind of procedures, maybe hard procedures or maybe soft procedures, but it is finished. It goes into dust thou art, and to dust return. There are no further consequences which the body has to go through. So there is no problem for the body or from the body. Problem is due to the negative power which is working through the mind and intellect, and problem is for the soul which is suffering. That mind and body are also down. And as long as mind and body are there, they will go on putting everything, killing action on the soul. And mind is really there, that it goes with the soul, even when we are in astral bodies and we are in causal bodies, mind is still there. And all controlling power is there in him. And when we are going above the causal body and we are in supercausal body, only then we are free of the mind and we are free of its horrible and very, very disturbing agencies. And then instead we are in the control of our sympathetic power, God power, our fatherly or motherly treatment, where we can enjoy. So this is a great change for which we have been given this body. These are two possibilities: their way of life and their way of death, destruction. And what you are to choose for yourself. Naturally you feel like way of life. But the way of life, direction has been given wrong. Some board is given way of life, which is going to the way of death, destruction. And that you only choose what is written on the board. And somebody has written it who is having all that you are to be destroyed. And that what has been written by your sympathizer, your benefactor, that language you cannot understand. And you are only understand that language which has been written by your destroyer. And you go along with that. And that's the language of your mind and intellect, which is prevailing in this world. But that language which is there from our Father God, that is only understandable at the level of soul. So that is why you have been awakened as soul by the Master, and that you may get up as soul, begin to work as soul, and you have already started. When the Master initiates you, then you withdraw your soul from the world outside and also from the body below the eyes, and you begin to go inside up, and you are allowed to enter into the kingdom of God by the grace and mercy of God, Master. And then you begin to see inside in the body, upper parts of the body, which are connected with God and the kingdom of God, not in this lower part of the body, which can be called the shoe of ourselves. And what is real self, that is higher above from this portion above. And there you begin to enjoy, to see something, to hear something, to enjoy something, to find something. And that something is everything, and eternal and real, because which you see in the TVs, it comes and goes, comes and goes, comes and goes. And in the end, there is only darkness again. And what we have found? Nothing. It was only some kind of temporary phase, appearing and disappearing, reappearing and disappearing. It was only just to look at. There was nothing real. It was only illusion and delusion. If there was a flower, it had no fragrance. You will not find fragrance out of it. If there is food in the TV, you look at, and you are hungry, you will not find anything to eat, because it is only just imagination. So we are living in this world of imagination, and we are very much amused by these things, as we are amused with the imaginary things of the TV. In the same way, we are being confused in these imaginations of the world, which are temporary and no real. But inside, everything is real, permanent, forever, for eternity. And when our TV is closed at the end of our life, we are finding ourselves not only nothingness, but something all caught up, crushed up, bound up here to here, nail to nail, and also cell to cell. We are bound, and we cannot move anyway, as our soul and body is to be disposed of. And we are really bound, really to suffer at the level of soul. And then we find the consequences of our negligence. But my dear, I don't want to tell you all these things, because these are so hard. To listen these things, you will feel hard. And to tell for me, yes, it is so hard. I don't like to tell you. But my dear, this I have to tell you, because if I don't tell you and you fall into it, you will have to suffer. I am not telling you that you are to do some hard things. I want to tell you all wonderful things. But not to tell you hard, not to tell you good things, but to take you out of the hard and to give you something wonderful. That will serve the purpose only. And it's not like scripture that Master is only telling you something, but his heart is always there with you, and he goes into you and takes his seat with you and says, I will have to take you out. I will have to pull you out from all this horrible, and you had no doubt accepted, but I will snatch you out. They will have to leave you, and you will have to leave all of them, which are really horrible dangers I cannot bear. And you will have to accept me. And that all good things which are there reserved for you, you will have to find it. I will arrange. I will do it for you. You may cooperate, well, good. If you do not cooperate, I will catch you from the air. and will drag you out. You will be helpless as the people die eh, in this world, helplessly, hopelessly, very sufferingly. No doubt you will be dead out of this world crying. But my dear, you will cry will only for some time, but for eternity you will enjoy. And that I will like, that you will cry for some time and enjoy forever. But I do not like that really you not enjoy, but little something is there, let it be enjoyment even in this world for some time, and you cry and nobody is to listen to you, nobody is to hear you, and you are in the stones crying and no stone is there to move for you, to hear what, and any heart for you, they are still stones only, and you have nothing that you will get of your cries any help. And you will have only to cry for long times. That is what is the fate of the man, that man has to know from the Master, my dear, as I could know this from my Master, and I worked upon it, I could realize it, and could find what was to be found. And now I can find myself lucky enough that everything is there, nothing is there which is missing. No doubt, the masters have to suffer in this world due to the sharing of the suffering to whom he loves. As yesterday I have told you that when Master comes, let it be, you are enjoying, you are dancing, you are singing, he will share with you also. But when you are in sad condition, you are suffering and you are crying, he will also have to shed 2 tears for you in sympathy. So when he comes without sufferers and everyone is suffering, how he can enjoy his own happiness which is there, and that he will have to share with you all these sufferings, and then also will have to share his own happiness, his own peace to you, which also you may try to accept, and that you may end your all sufferings, problems, worries, and there are no tears. God will wipe out all your tears and will make you smile and give you a smile, and then you will smile, and then he will make you to travel on the way of happiness and peace, and you will smile and love always, forever, for eternity. That what you like, what you feel like having, and you could not find, and that he is there to provide you that what you like, that you may find and enjoy it. But struggle is there still, as you cannot find anything in this world, even without efforts. In the same way, something which is really wonderful and real has to be found with some kind of little efforts. But 99, or maybe 999% is there, and only 0.0% is there. Or let it be 1 in 1 million that you are to work, and all rest is done by the Master. Such a great help is there. But your little cooperation is to be there, that you are to attend. You are to attend, only look at, and you will be taken away to that side. This is power of God. And when you attend to something negative side, negative power has also got this tendency that it will also help you taking away with all its agency toward that side to which you are attending to. And you will be really be destroyed, not with your own actions, but with the help of the destructive power. But when you are asking God, or just you are sitting in meditation, just only you are taking your seat and you have closed your eyes, and you are feeling like now I will meditate, but my mind has taken you away, you are somewhere away, or you are sleeping, and there is no meditation, and after 2 3 hours you come up in sad condition, don't worry. At least you have attended to it. There was some intention. with your conscious mind. And subconscious mind is done working automatically. And God power and master power also begin to work, and they begin to clear your way. And ask you, please wait a little. Let us make a free way. Let us make a restaurant over there. Let us prepare some food for you, some pancake or some pastry or some other things for you, so that you may be properly served over there. And they ask you, wait a little. So you have to just wait for some time. And after having made all the preparations for you, okay, now you'll find everything. And everything is available. Light is there, and all things are there, sound is there, wonderful things are there. But there is an agency which is really wonderful, really sympathetic, really for you. That's the master power, God power, on which you have to believe. There's nothing else which can be believable or dependable. And that is there, and that has been since the world began for all the humanity. And he had been offering himself, and is also offering now, and will also offer. That is his tendency. But negative power also is very much having its own patience. It will also go on working upon you, trying to take you away. But now you are under control of God power, master power, nothing to worry. But what these simple instructions are there for you, what you are to do as you are here, it is some kind of overhauling. After you go back, you will find a great change in your lifestyle, that you will be feeling much better in your soul, and your mind would have been much down, not too much controlling, and your intellect would also have learned something good. And you will not run after some all negative or disturbing or hard agencies, but it will also begin to think of God, to think of Master, and to think that I should finish my worldly duties as quickly as possible and go to meditations. That meditations will be the tendency of your mind. That mind has now learned and has felt like meditating. This is a great achievement, conquest, that now mind is feeling like meditating. And when you have missed meditations, the mind feels like missing something. And that feel like that I am not feeling good, I am not feeling easy, and that I had something missed, and if I find it, then I will be really consoled. That is the great conquest of you on your mind. This you will find from here and also from your regular meditations. So please continue patiently working upon the meditation with the help of Master Power, with his instructions, and everything will be wonderful. Okay, now please take your seats for the meditations.